One of the hardest parts of explosive anger isn't always the explosion itself. It can be in what comes afterwards. That uncomfortable silence when you know that you've actually hurt someone, or reliving it in your head over and over and over again, and wondering how things went south so quick. Maybe you've noticed something. Maybe you've noticed that your anger seems to show up the most strongest in your closest relationships. The people you care about the most can sometimes trigger something in you that you don't quite fully understand. And I'm talking about intimacy, yes, but not all intimacy is sex. There's a whole plethora of intimate moments we can have with people that have nothing to do with sex. That's not what I'm talking about. Intimacy I'm talking about, um, well, it's in letting someone get close enough to you to really see you. And that can be very intimate and very difficult, because what happens when they see something that you don't particularly like about yourself? What happens when they get close to something that you've spent years trying not to connect with? You've locked it away. It's in that compartment. And you're tapping again into those deeper emotions of shame, guilt. Maybe it goes back to something much earlier in your life than that you've never really had the opportunity to process. And suddenly someone comes along and they want to get close to you. They want to see you. And something inside you just wants to get them away. Sometimes that looks like withdrawing, shutting down. We're talking about anger. Because anger can create distance very, very quickly. It's very effective for that. And perhaps that's part of what makes this difficult, because you may genuinely want closeness with this person. You may even love this person. And yet, when they start touching on something close to you, something in you just wants to push them away. Then afterwards, you're left sitting with what happened, sitting with that regret, that confusion, and perhaps you're asking yourself, why do I do this? Why do I do this to the people I love? Full disclosure, I don't actually have the answer to that question, because it's you, it's your life, you're the expert of your own life. But I don't think that you're necessarily going to get the answer to that question by playing the argument over and over again in your head. Sometimes you have to look a bit further back, go a little bit deeper. Look at what you've learned about closeness growing up. Look at what you learned about being seen. Look at what you learned about what it meant to show emotion, and what happened when you were younger and your feelings became too big for the people around you. Because subconsciously, you might just be trying to protect yourself. And maybe that's worth understanding. Non-judgmentally, just understanding. And I'd like you to move away from saying things like it's just who I am, because I hear people label themselves like that quite a lot. I'm just a nervous person. I'm just an angry person. Um, who you are, who we are, changes from minute to minute. Every minute, every new thought manifests a new version of you, of ourselves. So with your curious, non-judgmental mind, you could well be asking, why am I like this? Now that question can open up quite a lot.